After earning a degree from one of the most prestigious engineering schools in India, Rani Puranik came to the U.S. to pursue his master's and began working at an oil refinery, where a chance encounter changed his life.
And there comes the vice president of engineering just marching in his office, and he took him left and right. So after he left, I asked my boss, "Sir, is there anything I can do to help you?" He said, "We have been trying to develop this hard surfacing for last 18 months. It's your project now."
The company was running through expensive piping fixtures far too quickly and needed a way to extend their life. Sudhir believed hard surfacing was the solution.
So without hard facing, your internal parts would last maybe 3 months, but with hard surfacing, they last more than 4 years.
Sudhir jumped at the opportunity and began quite literally working day and night.
In 18 months, what they had not achieved, I could give them a proven samples in 6 weeks.
At first, Sudhir was a hero, saving the company millions of dollars. But shortly after, personnel changes made his job unpleasant. Rather than complain, Sudhir thought, perhaps I should start my own company.
If I fail, I will never complain in my life that I'm working for somebody.
So Sudhir started his own hard servicing business out of a small garage. And from the very beginning, the company was a family affair.
My father would work there during his night shift because he had a day job at the same time. So I still remember the times when me and my mom, of course, she would bring dinner for him, and they would spend practically the whole night together. And when I got tired, there was like a little pantry next door to the main garage where he was working. And my mother would lay a blanket there and I would sleep there.
Business grew, and Sudhir found himself in need of a furnace that cost roughly $80,000. After some asking around, a friend directed him to his neighbor, a man who might be willing to give him a loan.
I said, yeah, I could make him the loan. When I asked him how much he wanted to borrow, he told me. I then asked about his collateral, and it was going to be this furnace that he was buying. So I thought maybe by extending the loan, I could talk him out of it.
Minimum terms are 5 years. I said, no, that's too long for me. I would like to pay it back in 6 months.
I went back and said 5 years, no prepayment penalties. No, on 6 months. I finally said 3 years or no loan at all. Said, but I can pay it any time without penalty. I said, that's what I've been telling you. 6 months later, the loan was paid off.
With that, World Oilfield Machine Incorporated, or WOM for short, was off and running and has become the industry leader in hard surfacing,
which is a surface coating on what we call the heart of a valve. It really sees a lot of these harmful toxic gases and oil surfaces, sand, water, which actually erode this heart of the valve. And what Dad was able to develop was the coating and the hard surfacing on this heart of the valve, which is called the gate and the seat.
And as demand grew, Sudhir needed to open another factory and decided he would do so in India. And with it, his wife, Rika, saw an opportunity to give back.
So she started a school in India called Vision International Learning Center. She decided this would be a learning sanctuary for under-resourced kids, where they would not only go to school there, but live there and learn a holistic perspective of education. So it's not just textbook, but it's values, it's culture, it's, having good discipline. We have our own orchestra at the school. We have music lessons. We have everything that you would want to give a child with a private grade education is what we provide students at the foundation. And she's not an engineer or anything of that sort, but she has developed alternative energy technologies on campus. And the campus today is self-sustaining.
WOM has continued to thrive, opening factories in places like South Korea, Australia, Brazil. But for Sudhir, this is still very much a family business, with every new employee seemingly becoming another member.
With her leadership, what I see is more innovation, more automation, and more expansion worldwide.
His daughter Rani has taken the legacy one step farther, putting the lessons she has learned both from her father and from her position of leadership into a book.
As a family, we've always believed in building a legacy and doing what we can for the future. So I decided to write a book called 7 Letters to My Daughters. And it's a gift that I would like to give to all the daughters of the world that talks about different stages and phases of womanhood for them to build a really great future.
For all that Wam has accomplished, Sudhir is a humble man who has fashioned his life around a very simple philosophy.
You don't have to do anything extraordinary. Do the best you can, what you know. And most important, more than anything, you have to have the passion of what you are doing.